Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If and the Hansumi, or I think that's how you say his name, Hiro, no, Hiro, Hundor, or whatever his name is, was or became Iron Man. Yeah, or became Iron Man. So, yeah. So, in this alternate timeline, the crazy doctor, and here's it's that one, no. Hiro. Hio. Here. Hiro. Here.
Darling of the Frank's hero.
Hero. I'll just say hero. Yeah. So this doctor thought that he could have made like smaller robots, or like he made big ones for two people, but he thought to himself, man, what should I do? I know. How about make an armor that only one person could pilot instead of having two? Like full armor. And so he worked on it. He perfected it. He even tested it. And So, yeah, and we already began before. So, who would be a good test subject? Oh, I know. As he says, 016 in Hero will be piloting it. Plus, it was a special gel that. So when Hero showed up, where is he? Here it is. So when he showed up, the doctor tells him that you'll be the first ever one that became with a suit of armor. So how does that make you feel? And plus, it survives out in space. It will survive underwater. It will survive explosions. It will do everything. And it has weapons of mass destruction. It's basically like Blue Beetle, but on a whole nother level. So when he walked in, the goo part vine or 016, I'll just say that. And a perfect person. So what does it do? It bonds to him. It fuses into his DNA. So that, yeah, so he can control it. So he looks around, and it was in a completed state. So basically, it has armor, or no, it has weapons, it has defense, it has immunity, and like all that stuff. Immune to everything. Plus, it tells him what's coming. So, yeah. And he is similar to how Blue Beetle was. He could also create stuff like the drill, for himself. Yeah. And plus the armor that he's wearing is way faster than every team. Like, even because how fast he could go into the metaverse without being harmed by it. So, he walks around. He feels a little bit more. So he lies around. He's trying flying. And, yeah. Just like how Iron Man flies. But it's faster than light itself, so yeah. But there's no downsides. Because when he first tested it, or when the doctor first tested on somebody, basically the suit didn't like them. So the user ends up getting a downside completely. No upsides, no downsides. Or no upsides with the downside. Just all downsides. But then 016 came and yeah, gave him all the positive ones. Like, yeah. So he ends up flying. As he goes around and yeah, as he ends up, as of course he says, I see. A certain person he's a perfect person that he came in contact with It finally happened. As the red-haired girl says, what's going on? See, it had a special bond. Like, basically, think about it as a special bond. And so then the doctor tells the 016 that the you'll be the team will send in. Okay? So then the suits of them, or is it? Yeah, suit. Huh? Not that kind of suit. No. Or no. Are they called mechs? I don't remember. Is it? Did not mean to do that. No. It was. I'm trying to figure out what name. I'm trying to figure this out. So, some people are wearing like this stuff. But Zuko, or 016, is wearing the full suit of armor. So, I'm trying to... Is it my... Oh. Well, I'm trying to find it, but it's a... Yeah. But before the... Oh, there we go. So, this stuff... Yeah, so... It was way smaller than these big ones. Because because the doctor made it that way but he could outfly all of them. So, and he was the personal bodyguard, or no, he's the personal person that will be sent, and after if they fail. Yeah, and yeah, the monster termites came in, and they were like, ready, set, go. So, 02, who was in her beast form, but she loves of the 0016, or 016. And so when they showed up and they do like their thing, they battled against a monster. Of course, they did fail. So they send in, or they hear him going down. As he flies down at supersonic speeds, like... Yeah. That kind. Name. Basically, they're like, what the heck is that sound? And the missiles came in and blasted every monster. And it could create its own weapon. So So he basically used his own arm create a drill. And he pierced one of the big bosses types, like bugs, and it exploded. As they're like, man, that suit has a lot of power behind it. Yeah, I agree on that. Because as he looks around, um, I'm going to get you all out of here. And 016 says, because in order because the suit has like the outer barrier thing, there was no blue blood all over him. There was none, not even a single trace of it. But all of them were like, yeah. As they're like, man, he got a cool stuff, huh? As he picks up all of them by just lifting one hand over. As he like does like a little tornado. No, and like lifted them up. As they're like, man, how can this guy so unbeatable? Hums told me to like be a little bit more cheerful. So then, yeah. So then a couple days have passed. He battled a lot of monsters. And plus he traveled around the world. And when he showed up, or showed back up, the doctor tells him there's an assignment for you. Or this is a personal one. Because I have a bad feeling. No need to have bad feelings. Okay. Ready for it? Yeah. So, this is going to be your own. You need to fly up there, encounter any like black glass, like basically any invaders. You take care of them all by yourself. Yep. I will. No. Did you hear that? Because the suit of armor was like infused with his blood. And no, not that one. This guy, or so 06, or no, 016 had that armor it infused into its blood. So basically, yeah. And so the armor says, yep, understood. So then they both he puts it on real quick and he jets off. Oh. He went into space. Yeah. And funny enough, there was invaders. I think they're called No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, here we go. I think. Yeah. So the army. Let me. Army. There was a lot of those guys. A lot of them were flying towards Earth as he used his armor to explosion. Yeah, he used his own like missiles. He used his own. He used it all. He exploded everything. He disintegrated it all. Yeah. As he's like. And. This is not gonna be. I mean. So. There was one. Or actually, yeah. The armor was holding. So. There was one more thing. The armor also has self-repair and regenerate thing. So, yeah. He ends up going to outer space. So he flies way over to the thing, to that galaxy. And but he gets to the point real quick. So he gets to the alien planet, and what does he do? He blew up the entire planet with just his armor. Boom. Boom. Because his body, his armor did the self-destruct sequence, and it exploded. Or he used one of his cores, or little like bombs things, as he throws it in. And he did activate it, and it exploded. Like, boom! A big explosion. And it was enough to rock the entire multiverse. That's how big that's how loud it was. And the guys here. So when everybody heard that, or they thought the 016 was dead. Nope, he's still alive. He got pushed. And it's back. To all the way to the, almost towards the sun. As he's like, okay. Plus, when he came back, it was time for her, because everyone's like, man, without our secret weapon, we need to defeat them by ourselves. As 016 and the armor agreed with him. Now, as he goes back to his home, as they all like, oh no, we don't want, we can't handle this much pressure, as everybody agrees. But then everybody thought it was like gonna be the only one. All of them were sad enough, and plus he was depressed, or they're depressed. But then miracle happened. As a radio thing, no, to the armor was like, or it was 016's voice, but he says, da 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 da, here I come. Keep fighting. Never give up. Never give in. As they could hear, they looked at him, or they looked up, and they see a spark. As they see him flying overhead, as he launches himself, as he's killing all the goo, or the Beatles, not the rock band, the monsters. So I'm trying to figure out where to find. So yeah, basically, I'm trying to figure out where it is it. Oh, here it is. So basically, all these guys were wiped out in the matters of 2 seconds. Boom, 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 boom. As they were all slaughtered. Time to wake up call. As he shoots a beam of light. As he did shoot missiles at the same time. As all 4 points. And he used his own. Yeah. He didn't even tell the armor to, like. Ready, set, boom. Boom. So then, yeah. We will win. So, yeah. As they're like, man. So then after they were like doing their thing, and he took control. They took control of the whole thing, but they didn't realize that the armor was pretty cool. And when he went back, or when his armor went back into his body, they all said to him, man, how did you survive the explosion that we all could hear it from the faraway galaxy? How? Well, let me tell you. It was my armor that saved me. So, yeah. So then he flies around. Or he can use body parts things. He can, like, jet all the way, like, he jet all the way to the roof. As he takes a big breather. Yeah. And plus, he worn it so much, the suit of armor was infused into his own body. So he can use his own body as a weapon. So, yeah. So then they're like, man, I'm really glad that you came along. Now we don't have to worry about the invaders thing. Is the war over? I don't know. It's like everybody's like, I don't know. Yeah. Because Zuko, or no, 016 could actually. So one day we're all like, oh, how about. So then they tried to kill the entire planet because turning him into a bomb. So, yeah, then the whole thing goes. Then they're like, war's over, you lost. As he scans every single one of those, like, elders one. And he finds two of them. I see both of you. As he starts shooting at both of those two targets specifically. And yeah. So basically, so he killed both of them. As he's like, that feels great. When I scanned rest of his ship thing, there was only two of the purples invaders. As one of them was like, or one of the other ones that weren't targeted told Zuko, or 016, he did a great job. Okay? Now, as he flies down, and I want you, 016, to go down there and convince the monster princess that it's all over. But we need to disarm the bomb thing. Yeah. So then, yeah. So, basically, my guy, he just went down there as he used his own, or so his armor accessed and he disabled all the explosives and took it away from, and then he flies down to the monster base thing, and he gets confronted, or no, actually, he confronts the princess of the monsters. As she could sense and that he was the one that killed all those invaders. So, for the reward for his hard work, she agrees to surrender. Yeah. And but only under one condition. Because she knows there's like a fake clone, the 02, and then there's her. So basically, she ends up telling or asking him this one question: who do you like, or who would you date? As his face becomes all blushed, and as he's like has his head down, covering his face. How long has this video been? Let's see. Okay, not that long. Okay, so and he's so embarrassed. She could tell that he's embarrassed of that question. So she instead says, "Never crossed your mind, and she of dating. You've always been that an old fool's guard person, or that humans is lapdog." Oh. But as she walks closer, but instead of like what she did with the old man, that spoilers, she ripped off his arm, or old man's arm, but instead she actually kissed 016, the hero. That's spelled with the Hiro. Yeah. And he ends up being super blushed. Like his face turned brightest red. As he's so embarrassed. So, because both. So, he chose. Or he doesn't know. Or he has so many mixed emotions that even like he can't even handle it. Yeah. Basically, Zuko here. So basically he ends up or so the princess ends up she says, let's go on a date thing. That's my only request. So between her and him, the 016. And because she even told 02 that because she ends up telling 02 that go ahead, let's date him together. So then he's like, and as he's thinking, has so many emotions conflicting. It was like, and as both of them says, would you date me or her? he's asking, or no, they're asking him that same question. As he's like, his body or his mind is. As she tells him, how about both? Because you cannot make up your mind because you haven't, and aren't you been more battling, never had that thought in your head? Yeah. Okay. So then he ends up dating both of them and got married to both of them at the same time. It's like you dating someone that you were in love with and their clone. Like, yeah. That would be crazy. So, Zuko and, no, not Zuko. I keep saying it. 016 agrees with that. So then the peace was restored to the world. And, yeah, both of them, her and 02, ends up having 4, or no, not 4, 16 kids. Yeah. Or actually, I call it 16 because yeah. So, they had 16 kids. 9 for one, and then the 7 for the other. Yeah. So, basically, now this is the end of the video. Because it goes up and up and up. Yeah. And my original plan for his, like, drill arm thing, or actually, no, I already did it. So at the end, he actually used his drill arm to, like, to go for caves thing. Like, he ends up collecting ores and, yeah. And he hangs out with his 2 wives and 16 kids. And less half of them is girls, half of them are boys with, like, different colored skin, and but their blood is the same thing as they're both mothers. So, yeah. So then both of them agree with that. Alright. So now it's time for the ending. So peace out, y'all. Peace.